Hey, it's EA Co-Editing here, and I wanted to talk to you today about sigils. Now, I've shared several videos with you on the subject of sigil magic. Now, in sigil magic, you're using a symbol of a spirit to call on that spirit's power, to call on its force, and to open that sigil as a gateway to bring that power into this world to create the change that you desire. And so I've given you methods on how you can charge these sigils, consecrate them, open them as gateways, and use them to make contact with the spirit, or once again, like I said, to bring the spirit into this world. Now, for instance, a few years ago when I did an evocation of Lucifer, I went ahead and made this plate. Now, I say plate, it's just a simple diamond shape. I painted it with gold, made out of wood, and then I burned the sigil of Lucifer into that. And then I drew over it with my own blood. And so this is a very, very powerful open gateway. And I keep it around and pull it out when I need it. Almost all the time, this is somewhere in my temple. Somewhere that it's out and that Lucifer's radiance continues to work in my life and in my magic.
The last video that I did was really on ideology without the magic.
There they are doing these symbols, you see, and this is another symbol. Even though it means okay, it's actually a demonic symbol that represents 666. There's a lot of magic going on, right? And a lot of people are literally under what I'm trying to say is that, because it's very difficult to understand this properly. What I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of what's happening today is in this realm, and it's very difficult for people to understand this. But when you study it, what you find is that a lot of the people involved in mass control are actually heavily involved in this science. And that's what you find out when you do the research. Many of the people that are involved in film, many of the people involved in music, many of the people that are involved in newscasting, they know how to manipulate the minds of people. And whether it's done with this type of magic or simply with the power of technology and the higher magic, the result is the same. You get people that are as if they're possessed. We've got kids that are stabbing children. We've got people that are just shooting people and not knowing why they're doing these things. And this is coming out of a culture that is really, really profoundly disturbed in its essence, because no civilization that was healthy would produce the type of games that they're exposing these young children to. No civilization that was healthy would produce the type of films where they have films where the main character tortures people and chops off their fingers and their hands, or slowly tortures them to death.
Teaching Satanism in schools sounds like the stuff of horror movies, but a US court ruling on religious freedoms has enabled devil worshippers in Florida to hand out educational material about their beliefs to kids at state schools. Rena Portnaya has this report.
10-page satanic children's big book of activities features characters named Annabelle and Damien who demonstrate rituals to explain Satanism. This expanding wealth of information for America's young minds was made possible after a Florida judge last month ruled that if the Orange County School District allowed Christian groups to disseminate Bibles and other materials in its schools, then other religious and atheist groups should be given the same right to distribute their material. And followers of the Antichrist seized on the decision to treat all faiths equally. A spokesman for the Satanic Temple tells Raw Story that, quote, if a public school board is going to allow religious pamphlets and full Bibles to be distributed to students, as is the case in Orange County, Florida, we think the responsible thing to do is to ensure that these students are given access to a variety of different religious opinions, as opposed to standing idly by while one religious voice dominates the discourse and delivers propaganda to youth, unquote.